She had been an outdoor education counselor for 8 years. Her border collie had been on every trail. On a Thursday afternoon, she refused to let any of the children approach the water. Marcelina Czerwinska-Ose ran a small outdoor education program for children ages 8 to 12. She led trail groups twice a week in canyon country. Her border collie, Grouse, was 4 years old and had been her co-counselor from his first summer. On a Thursday afternoon in late July, she was leading a group of 3 children, ages 8, 9, and 11, along a creek trail. The sky above them was clear. The trail was familiar. The creek was running at normal summer levels, shallow and slow. The children wanted to wade. Grouse went into the creek first, which he always did to let Marcelina assess current and depth. He came back to the bank. He positioned himself between all 3 children and the water. He was not wagging. He was not playing. The 8-year-old tried to wade past him. He moved left. The 9-year-old tried to go around. He moved right, all 3 children pressing toward the water, none of them getting past the border collie who had crossed this creek with them 12 times before and had never done this. Grouse, release. He looked at her. He did not release. In 8 years of working with animals, Marcelina had never had Grouse disobey a release command. She stood still. She looked at the sky. She looked at the canyon walls. She looked at the creek. Everyone back from the bank. Now, we're moving to the high trail. The 8-year-old complained the entire way up to the high trail, 50 meters above the creek. They were on the high trail, all 4 of them, when they heard it. The sound water makes before it arrives in a slot canyon. Not the water itself, the sound of air being pushed ahead of a flood front. The creek rose 4 feet in under 90 seconds. It took the bank where the children had been standing. If you stay for stories about what animals notice before we do, you're in the right place. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one. The Park Service hydrologist who documented the event was a woman named Dr. Sasha Fontaine Okafor. She measured the flood debris line and interviewed Marcelina the following day. The storm cell that generated this flood was 68 kilometers upstream. It would have been invisible from your position. The barometric pressure drop preceding a flash flood event of this magnitude is detectable to animals with the appropriate sensitivity at distances of 40 to 60 kilometers. Your dog registered a pressure change before any visible storm signal had reached your location. She looked at her notes. Your children were on the high trail 11 minutes before the flood arrived. At the creek bank position, 11 minutes was the difference between incident and fatality. Has your animal ever done something you couldn't explain until it was the only thing that made sense? Tell us in the comments. These stories deserve to be heard. Marcelina updated her outdoor education protocol that fall. The updated version included a single new line: trust the dog if she refuses water. She presented the case to a wilderness safety conference in March. Grouse came with her. He slept under the conference table and was unimpressed by the attention. Every guardian deserves to be recognized, even the ones who disobey a release command for the first and only time in 8 years, at exactly the right moment. If stories like this matter to you, subscribe so you never miss the next one. Grouse still leads every trail. He still enters the creek first. He has not refused the water again. He reserves that for the moments it is necessary. So far, once has been enough. Tomorrow there's another one. About a golden retriever who changed everything by refusing to leave a single room for 4 days.